And I'm now being joined by senior Congress leader, Mr. P. Chidambaram, who is joining us this evening. Mr. Chidambaram, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV, sir. First of all, congratulations. Your party has had an emphatic victory, a comprehensive victory in Karnataka.
Thank you on behalf of my party. Thank you.
I would like to start by asking you, sir, I was just going through a tweet that you had put out just a short while back. You said, in this tweet, you say that this election is more than an election of a state assembly. Why are you saying that, sir? Because the BJP has been saying that you win some, you lose some. For the Congress, it might be a big deal. We still hold majority of the states in the country.
It's funny that they say that now. Why did they not say that when the Prime Minister held 23 public meetings or rallies and over half a dozen road shows? Why didn't they say that when the Home Minister held more rallies and more road shows and practically camped throughout a month in Karnataka, and the President of the party camped there? So they did not treat it as an election to a state assembly election. They treated as a referendum on their so-called double-engine government.
Mr. Chidambaram, but the Bharatiya Janata Party would then say that we treat every election like this. The Prime Minister, the Home Minister goes to every state. We saw that extensive campaigning in the northeastern states where the BJP won 3 out of 3. In that context, sir, how important do you think this victory is for the Congress Party? Because it's, after Himachal Pradesh, in a one-on-one contest with the BJP, largely which it now seems to be a bipolar contest in the state of Karnataka. How important is this for the Congress Party?
I think you hit the nail on the head. This is the first major election where it's more or less a direct fight between the BJP and the Congress. In the Northeast, the situation is very different. There are too many small regional parties, each affiliated to one area or a tribe, and therefore it is never a contest between the BJP and the Congress. Here, although the JDS is a party, it's a party with diminishing appeal. So it's the first major state where there's a direct one-on-one fight between the BJP and the Congress, and therefore we are doubly happy that the Congress has been able to defeat the BJP.
What would be the impact of this victory on the Congress Party going forward, sir? Important elections at the end of this year and then, of course, 2024. I mean, you also know that it's not that you can juxtapose what happened in Karnataka to 2024 election. But as far as the structure and the model of the Congress Party in fighting elections is concerned, what will be the impact?
I did not say anything about 2024. You brought in 2024. I'm not even looking forward to 2024 at this stage. What this election proves is that if the Congress Party has a basic organization, that organization can be rejuvenated at election time. It will require a little work in the run-up to the election, but a basic organization is intact. It can be rejuvenated. The Congress Party in Karnataka was rejuvenated by, firstly, the Bharat Jodo Yatra, which went through several important parts of Karnataka, and secondly, by the united and spirited campaign of the leaders of Karnataka, and also with great help from Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others. Therefore, this proves that despite losing an election, the Congress Party's basic structure, if it is intact, can be rejuvenated to win an election against enormous money power, enormous firepower, and enormous muscle power.
Mr. Chidambaram, what are the key factors that you think work for the Congress Party? And has this election proven to be a model which can be replicated in other state elections as well. The Congress was very, very focused on keeping the election local in the face of some nationalistic issues, which were some polarizing issues also, which were picked up by the top leadership of the BJP. The Congress largely tried to keep it local. Is that a model that the Congress now thinks can be successfully used against the BJP?
That is the right thing to do in a state election which is not held simultaneously with a Lok Sabha election. If a state assembly election is held simultaneously with a Lok Sabha election, I think the dynamics are very different. But if a state election is a standalone election, I think the right thing to do is to keep it a local campaign, but in the undercurrent, there will always be national issues. The local issue here in Karnataka, the special local issue in Karnataka was a massive corruption of the Karnataka government. It was named 40% Sarkara, not by the Congress, but by the people, the Contractors Association. It was called a 40% Sarkara government. That was the issue in the forefront. The other local issues were, depending upon the area and the district and the constituency, there were many, many local issues. For example, Karnataka, for its very high per capita income, in terms of human development indicators, is only a middling state. I wrote a column, I pointed out that in most HDI, Karnataka is a middling state, ranking about 14 or 15 out of 29 or 30 states. Therefore, obviously, there are serious gaps in the administration which people felt needed to be remedied. So the local issues dominated, but when the BJP brought in extraneous and irrelevant issues like Bajrang Dal and Bajrang Bali, I think it acquired a national perspective. It attracted national attention, and we returned the fire. We returned the fire to the best of our ability. And we pointed out, how does a reference to Bajrang Dal suddenly magically transform to a Bajrang Bali? And when the Prime Minister led his every speech, opened his every speech and closed his speech with the chant, Jai Bajrang Bali, I think that pointed out to the people of Karnataka that there's something dangerously going wrong in this election campaign.
Mr. Chidambaram, now all eyes at this moment in Karnataka after this comprehensive victory for the Congress party. There won't be any jitters. I was earlier speaking to Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi that, usually he's embroiled in these Operation Lotus kind of cases in the Supreme Court. So at least as a legal luminary, that problem for the Congress party won't happen in the state of Karnataka. Are you relieved in that sense, sir, with the numbers that have come in?
What is the problem in Karnataka? We'll form a stable government.
Precisely, that's what I'm saying. So you're relieved that the numbers have taken away any possibility of any kind of operation.
It robs the BJP's attempts. It deprives the BJP of any distant attempt or a covert attempt to mount Operation Lotus. And I think the people understood that. The people understood that in 2018, the BJP did not come to power through a legitimate means. BJP came to power by manipulation, by deceit, and by money power. And they didn't want that shame descend on Karnataka once again.
Chidambaram, now all eyes are on who is going to be the chief minister. As far as the Congress party is concerned, the state of Karnataka is concerned, we've seen how the leadership issue, when there have been two strong leaders in other states, have time and again come to fore. Rajasthan is still grappling with it. Is there a formula that the Congress party is looking at between Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivkumar?
See, I am nobody to comment on who will be the chief minister of Karnataka. There are 136 or 137 MLAs who have gone through a grueling campaign. and they know the pulse of the people. They will meet tomorrow or day after, whenever, and they will express their views. Surely they will reflect the views of the people whom they are elected to represent, and the High Command will take into account the views of the elected MLAs and make a decision in the best interest of the party and in the best interest of the state of Karnataka. I think the Congress has done it so many 100 times over the last 60, 70 years. Why do you assume that the Congress cannot go through that very, very structured process to identify who will be the Chief Minister?
Who will you give the credit for this victory, sir? Already parties tweeting Mr. Rahul Gandhi's videos with the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Who gets the credit for this victory?
Obviously, Mr. Rahul Gandhi played a major role both through the Bharat Jodo Yatra and through his spirited campaign. But the main credit for the victory should go to the thousands of Congress workers who were either silent or dispirited, either repented. The Bharat Jodo Yatra brought them out of their homes to the streets, and that momentum they kept up in the last 8 months or so, and they worked very hard. I visited Karnataka. I saw how hard, how earnest the Congress worker was in making sure we win this time. And I think the bulk of the credit, the vast bulk of the credit must go to the Congress worker.
In the end, sir, my last question to you. Now Karnataka is looking like a bipolar state. JDS seems to be being edged out by the top players, the Congress and the BJP, the national players. Is that going forward an advantage for the Congress party when you are looking at, let's say, 2024 and thereafter? Or do you think that, some way the BJP did not have presence in the old Mysuru region before that? Now this would be an even Steven between the BJP and the Congress across the state?
I personally believe in a two-party system, or at most a three-party system. There could be states in which there is a three-party system, but by and large, I personally support a two-party system, and I would welcome a situation where the Congress is one of the poles in every state, and there is another pole. If that pole happens to be the BJP in many states, so be it. It's not for me to say who the pole should be. If the BJP is the pole in most of the northern states, so be it. Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. The Congress is one pole and the BJP is another pole. So be it. But we will fight them directly. And merely because in some elections we lost to the BJP, it doesn't mean that we cannot defeat the BJP. The Karnataka election has proved that in a bipolar contest, it's not always that the BJP will win. The Congress can also win. Congress won in Himachal Pradesh, Congress won in Karnataka, and going forward, you will find that the Congress is able to defeat the BJP in bipolar contests.
Does this bolster the Congress's claim on the top contender against Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Will there be a Congress Prime Ministerial candidate against Prime Minister Modi in 2024, sir?
You are drawing this conversation into different directions which don't arise now, and I'm not going to fall into that trap. At the moment, I think our leadership has said we will be very happy if the non-BJP parties come together, and I think we should rest there. We should be very happy if the non-BJP parties come together.
Mr. Chidambaram, always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to NDTV.
Thank you very much. Thank you.